There is someone who is like gonzo. They are leaving Idaho. They cannot take it any much longer, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a few cities here in Idaho that a lot of people are drawn to. Why? Because it has that quiet town feel, that small town feel, that the stuff where, you know, not a lot's going on, kind of the sleepy town. And maybe there's a town that comes to mind that you're thinking of that you moved to several years ago that you're like, man, this is bliss. Well, what happens when the entire country wants to move to that town? It explodes with growth, right? That sleepy town goes away, and this particular person has had enough. There's a city that is growing like crazy. It's not Eagle, it's not Middleton, but it's kind of over in that area, and people moved there for that serenity feel. It kind of felt like that sleepy town that you just kind of like, if you blinked, you passed it. Well, it's busting out of the seams right now, and people are fed up. It's turned into a city that's just like nonstop growth, and there's just not a lot of room for it, and so it feels very congested. There's a particular person, actually there's a few people who feel this way about Star Idaho. Star has, in my mind, just exploded with growth. It was that sleepy town that, you know, people kind of, they knew about, and it was, you know, you'd go out and show what Star was, and people are like, oh, Greg, it was a little too rural. Or people are like, I love it because there is no one around me. Well, that's not the case anymore. Star is a booming city. It's still a very small city, relatively speaking. The city's booming, but for this person, he's done. He's out. He's like, peace out of Star. It's crazy. So from his perspective, he bought when it was just a really small town, really sleepy town, not a lot going on, and he loved it. Everything was cool. You could go down Main Street and, you know, see a car or two, wave, and that was that. Now there's road construction, businesses are going in, and more people on that main street, which is causing a little bit more congestion. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because coming from a larger city to Star, it's nothing. There's like 2 stoplights and that's it. But when you have a lot of people coming into Star at rush hour, 5 o'clock in the morning, it can feel congested. So this person is like, man, I am so over it. I'm done. I'm leaving and I want to get away because people are just driving too fast. You know, I'm going 32 and a 35 and someone's right on my tail. I get that. I really do. But let's think about it. You're in Star, Idaho, which is under 15,000 people in the population, which is nothing.
Where is everybody?
So I was listening to his comments about, you know, why Star is just way too crowded for him and he's leaving. You know, I was listening to other people who kind of had some similarities, but it's just what I was listening to and what I thought to myself was like, well, the city's growing. People are moving here. Of course, it's going to expand. It's not a reason to pack up and leave unless you just want to be isolated and not have, you know, a town of 15,000 people. Maybe you want a town of 5,000 people or less. Well, yeah, Star's probably not going to be a fit, and you're probably going to have to go to one of those cities that no one's moving to in Idaho, which there only are a few. But that being said, a lot of people were saying kind of the opposite of what this gentleman was feeling. He was saying, hey, this is amazing, Greg. I live in Star, Idaho. It takes me 18 minutes to get to the Costco in Nampa. It takes me about 20 minutes to get into Meridian. Like, I cannot believe like it's not growing even more. I can't believe it's not bigger. I can't believe people are just now discovering it. It is just an amazing place. And a lot of the guys that were saying, hey, you know, we're out, you know, these are guys who probably have on their back of their car that says Idaho's full, go home, or, you know, don't come to Idaho and change it, you know, all that stuff. But the main point is there are people who are moving here or who have moved here who are longer residents than I am. I've been here for 5 years. I consider myself still new, but a lot of people have been here a lot longer and they've seen the growth. They know how it plays out. But there's also people who've moved here from larger cities who feel like the city is really small. So when you say, hey, I'm out, Star's too big, or it's too crowded here, I'm leaving Idaho completely, I guess you could go to Oklahoma and be in tornado zone and get a nice piece of land, or you could go to Ohio and find some Amish country out there and live happily ever after, but eventually it's going to grow. The housing shortage is across the nation. No matter what city or state that you're in, there is a shortage of homes. Idaho just happens to be a safe haven or a refugee state for a lot of people who are just tired of the way things have gotten, sad to leave their state, I'm thinking California, and they want to come to Idaho to kind of live like how they used to live. So yes, people are bouncing out of Idaho. Yes, people are saying, hey, you know, this is just too much growth. But I tell you what, that guy is not going to be sad. He's not going to be disappointed when he finds out what his house is worth from when he bought it. And guess what? He's going to another area where people are probably thinking, why are people coming to this area? It's just going to rinse and repeat itself over and over. Star, Idaho. I love you, Star. And there is a lot of good happening out in Star. It is a fun city to be in. They have this brand new dock. Ken sent me over the reel of him with his boys on his dock. It's called the Dockzilla? Dockzilla. And it is awesome. It's going to have fishing. Well, it already has fishing. Ken, have you caught anything yet?
No.
No fishing for Ken, but it is stocked because while he was out there, he saw some boys in old school kayak or a canoe fishing, catching some bass. It's just a great little area. Star has so many good things happening, so many incredible opportunities for you if you want to start a business out in Star, if you're looking to relocate. We just moved a family from Oregon out in the Star, and they are so happy. So yes, people are bouncing out, leaving Idaho, can't take it anymore because of the growth. Well, guess what? It's Idaho. People are going to come here. People are going to love it here. And man, it's a great community overall. And if you're thinking, which city should I go to? Check out Star. We'd love to show you some properties out in Star. Just go to our website, www.goingidaho.com, and look at all the houses for sale in Star, Idaho. And hey, if you want to buy that gentleman's house, I'm sure he'll sell it to you. And speaking of Star, if you want to see more videos about Star, just click right here.